This meeting is being live streamed. Here we go. Setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Okay, guys, here we go. Refresh my YouTube. And okay, meeting is being live streamed. All right, cool. I have to watch the chat while I talk to you, so thanks. Okay, let me just make sure we're being recorded. Okay, how is everybody today? Good? Yes? Awesome. One more minute. Let me check the chat. I'm watching. It's so funny to watch yourself on 2 different platforms. Okay, do me a favor while we have a second, post in the chat. Tell me where you're from. Which group are you from? Are you from, I have 3 different locations. That's why I'm asking Loretta. If you're from Potomac, New Jersey, or Boston. I just started a Boston group because Spirit told me to start a Boston group and it's growing pretty quickly. Okay. I think I did not put live chat on, but that's okay. Yes, I do. All right, excellent. Okay, let me go check the chat. Jessica, I thought you were from Potomac. Cool. I'm so glad you're here. That's excellent. So we started the Potomac group, and I think you're our first person from Potomac. A lot of people RSVP'd last week, but I think that they were busy and things come up and I get it. And we send reminders, but everyone who's supposed to be here is here, right? Everything always falls into alignment the way it's supposed to. Okay, Jessica, let's see. Did you write where you're from, Jess? Let me look in the chat. Let me open up this window. Okay. Loretta, I'm sorry. Meet up. I'm outside of Philadelphia. Are you in New Jersey or are you in Pennsylvania?
I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm right outside of Philly.
Okay, I grew up in Havertown, right outside of Philly.
Oh, I'm on the other side. I'm in Elkins Park, Cheltenham.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Abington Township.
Okay, I was at the Keswick last evening for the first time.
A few miles from here.
Yeah, such a great little town. And I grew up on the other side of the river, but never really spent time over there. And I was in a band for 10 years and they played there, but I wasn't in any of those performances. And what a treat that was. So intimate, a cool little
I've actually never been there.
It's so cool. It's so
I know where it is, but I've never been inside.
Yeah, we had a great time and it wasn't that far. Okay, and Alex, I know that you can hear me. Where are you from? Are you in New Jersey? The New Jersey group? Can't remember. So please have patience with me. Here we go. He's going to post. I can feel it. Okay. All right. I think we're going to get started. It's 12:07. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm juggling 2 screens. So if you see me working back and forth, it's just because I'm monitoring the YouTube chat. Sometimes people join over there. Yes, we have Sierra. Hi, Pamela. I'm trying to join as I've joined. Okay, so let me see if I can send her the link. The link, Sierra, I messaged it. So if I can get a way to send you a link, I will. But for now, put your messages or any answers to questions in the chat, and I'll make sure that I check it out and keep you in the loop in the conversation. So you guys are here for a reason. That's how it works, right? I started this group because I'm on a mission to help support as many people as possible who are on their spiritual awakening journey. And let me tell you, it's a lot. And the experiences that I've been having, just walking into the grocery store after parking my car or just walking down the street, I come around nonstop with people that are having spiritual experiences, not understanding what's happening to them, having questions, not having a community of people to just connect with and feel supported or like know that they're not crazy on their journey. So that's why I created this group. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself And if people pop in and out, we're going to honor them and say hi to them, but I'm going to keep moving. Okay. And just to honor the time that you guys here today, you guys are here today for. So you've all got your microphones muted. And then I think it's okay. There's only 3 of us, so we'll just play it by ear. But if you just be conscious of any noise or surroundings, that would be awesome. Okay. You all told me where you're from. So I created Spiritual Sundays, for the opportunity to connect with other people. I am, for those of you who are just getting to know me, I am a trance channeler and a psychic intuitive. Do you guys know what a trance channeler is? Yeah, cool. Everybody does? That's awesome. Last week, everybody didn't. Alex, do you know what a trance channeler is? Shake your head, yes or no? No. Okay, so I am able to raise my vibration and my frequency, and angelic beings are able to lower theirs a little bit so that we can meet and that they can intuit with me with messages. And I'm able to help people by speaking with their guides, with my guides, with the guides that I channel called the Great Council of Light. And my greatest job on in this lifetime on this planet is to help people and to be able to connect with their guides, to be able to give them messages to help their life, to help them on their journeys. I'm also a psychic intuitive, which means I get visions, I get downloads, and I'll tell you about how all of that started. Hi, Ryan. How are you? We've got Ryan over on YouTube. This is awesome, you guys. I'm excited that you're all here. And basically, I was intuited by my guides back in 2020 to create a platform that's called Spirit Calling. It's an online community for people just like you guys who are going through their spiritual awakening. And my job is to try to tell the world about it. Last week, I met a beautiful group of women who were all having, one was having Kundalini rising experiences. She didn't know what it was. She didn't have any idea what was happening to her. She was having out of body experiences. She was having visions at night and different beings that were bothering her in bed. And I could help her navigate through that because I had the same thing happen to me. And there was another woman who was a healer, who's an empath, who was having experiences, feeling overwhelmed, not understanding how to manage her energy. And literally, both of these people were on the verge of tears because they had so much energy that they were trying to manage in their bodies. And they didn't really understand why. So where we were able to talk about it, and I was able to kind of help them understand what it is, give them some tools and guidance on how to manage that. And just, I think the act of talking really helps people. So I would like to know if you guys would mind one at a time. And Alex, I understand if there's any, barriers with communication right now, if you want to just put it in the text or just listen once we get that other thing fixed for you. But maybe like Jessica, you could start off with, does this sound familiar to you? Like, what's the reason that you showed up today? Why did you feel called to Spirit Calling? And tell me a little bit about where you are in your spiritual journey. This is a co-creative environment. It's not just me talking to you. I want to exchange energy with you guys. Okay.
I haven't had any of those experiences, but I feel like for the past couple of years, I've been going through what I know now is like the dark night of the soul.
Yes.
Just kind of a lot of purging, a lot of understanding things at a different level than in the past. So I'm just looking now for communities in my area or people in my area who have some of the same experiences and can relate. And I'm looking for a community. So I thought this would be a good.
That's awesome. Start. Yeah, I'm in New Jersey and I am moving at the end of the month to Maryland.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I started the Potomac meetup group. I literally was like, how am I going to find, I have friends that are conscious all over the world. People in our community are from all over the world, but I am an energy person and I need to be with people. And my intention is to have live meetups as well. So we can all exchange energy. But I thought, I'm moving. How do I meet these new people? Meetup. That's what I did. When I moved to New Jersey, I'm like, meetup, is it still a thing? It's a thing, man. It's growing like crazy. And people are really interested in finding like-minded souls. So I'm really glad that you're here today. And we'll talk more about what you've been going through, and if you have any questions and that sort of thing, and what does that dark night of the soul mean to you, really. There's a lot of terms out there. There's a lot of different people that are having experiences that are like applying what their labels are or what they think things are. And that's what happened last week. This woman was like, I heard that Kundalini rising, people kill themselves, and I'm really scared. And my husband is like, you don't need to be doing that. And so she was fearful of this experience. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be that way if it happens spontaneously, and if people don't listen to their spirit over many decades or over many lifetimes. Right now we're having an elevation of consciousness shift on the planet, and there's no time to waste with your consciousness shifting. If you were put here now to do something really great, you're being woken up. There's synchronicities that are coming in your path. There's people, there's groups, there's conversations happening. And it's your job to listen. It's your job. We talked about last week, what is fear and what is love? There's only two options with every choice that you have: fear or love, fear or love, fear or love. And so we'll get more into that. But thank you for sharing. I'm just going to look really quickly at Ryan. I've been having chronic fatigue for years, ringing in my eyes. Wow. Hearing the voice of my spirit guide. Yay. My body vibrates and pulsates sometimes, muscle spasms. It's an awakening. All right. Maybe it is an awakening. It sounds like that. And you know what? For those of you who RSVP'd, I did send the Zoom link to you. If you did not RSVP, you did not get the Zoom link, because there's, unfortunately, there's going to be people that are don't have the best intentions, and sometimes they show up. So I have to make sure that I'm protecting our energy and our space. Okay, cool. Yeah, that is definitely something. Sometimes people have pain. Sometimes people have lots of different experiences. Ringing in the eyes. I've never heard of ringing in the eyes. That's crazy. Hearing the voice of my spirit's guide. Yes, that's what the ringing is in the ears. Okay, thank you. But I mean, it is the ringing in the ears. I've been getting even more and more now, and I'm already at a vibration where I'm able to connect with angelic beings and all different kinds of beings. So I've been noticing it starts. It's an even higher frequency. We're never done evolving. If we're done evolving, we're not here in a physical form on this planet. So yeah, you're listening, you're hearing, you're feeling, you're doing all the things. Alex, I noticed that you're unmuted. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you've been experiencing?
Okay. I was intrigued by your challenge of spiritual awakening, and I was hoping to get some enlightenment about what that means to you, what spiritual not enlightenment, awakening, spiritual awakening.
Yes.
What a spiritual awakening means to you.
Okay. And I will talk about what that means to me. And I think the other people here today are going to talk about what it means to them too. And are you interested? Have you been having experiences where you feel like you're having a spiritual awakening, Alex? Are you having like the big questions, or are you feel like you've been on the path for a while?
Well, I've been on a spiritual journey, according to my definition, for 30 years. But I realized when I saw your notice, I realized I don't really know, I couldn't define for you what spiritual awakening is. So that's what I'm curious about.
I'm so glad you're here. That's excellent, because we're going to talk about what that feels like, what that looks like, what the experiences of that are. So you're in the right place, and I'm glad that you came. I'm glad you came again. Okay, so we'll talk more about that. And then did you want to also add something? Loretta, tell us where you are on your spiritual journey.
I think I've always been on a spiritual journey, but literally seeking for the last more than 35 years, ever since the harmonic convergence. I've been really after it. And I read tarot cards and gemstones, but I don't get impressions out of the air.
Mhm.
I have to be looking at something. I found I've taken some intuition development courses and found that I need something to look at.
Yes.
That's my portal.
That's how your focus works. Yeah, that
Mhm.
makes sense. That's how you let intuition come through.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I've been to a trance channel some years ago
Mhm.
and spoke directly with my spirit guides, and it was fabulous. And I wish I could find this woman again, but I can't. She's gone.
She's gone.
She's gone. She's gone. And
Yeah,
so,
she's out of physical form.
so I've been doing a lot of that, and I still do. I'm in a shamanic circle that meets every month, and the reason that I'm looking at other avenues is I'm retiring September 1st.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I'm very excited about that. And I'm always open to something new, to, look at and explore.
Yeah.
And I listen to a lot of spiritual teachers. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Mhm.
I listen to the teachings of Abraham and
Yeah.
the humanities team and Sounds True and all that. And I just constantly, I'm a lifelong learner.
Yes.
And, kind of a workshop junkie. So
Awesome. You're on a continual journey of trying to learn and learn and learn and learn. And I think that I'm glad you brought that up because, Jessica, like when you start feeling like you're going through those things, that's what you do. You want to learn, you want to experience, you want to have a session, you want to do a healing, you want to understand energy, you want to go to a retreat, you want to listen to a podcast. Like, you start meditating, seeing colors. Then I want to move to the next, like, it's a journey, never ending. And I'll tell you about my journey quickly, just so you understand who I am. And it's kind of like, we are all each other. We are physical beings having spiritual beings having a physical experience. We come here, and I don't know if everyone understands this, but we come here. We travel in soul groups. We come here and make contracts about how we'll serve each other so that we can learn. And our the thing we can learn the most of is love. Everything is love. Love is the highest frequency. It's the highest vibration. It's all that is. And everything was created from love, including all of us here right now. And, we come here to learn. Like you said, continually learn. And Brian, I want to make sure that I'm honoring you. I am checking every now and then. And message me on the meetup so that I can specifically make sure that you get the link next time. I grew up, I'll just tell you quickly, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time talking about myself, but just so you understand, like I grew up in an abusive home with not a lot of there was like surface love, but not like deep, rich love and nurturing and all that stuff. And from like a couple specific family members, yes. But I was a creative. I was a musician. I was an artist. I didn't really know who I was. I didn't have a lot of confidence. And fast forward, I had like energy problems. I never knew how to manage my energy. And I got married, and I married somebody who had a hard energy, and I immediately had to like go on Zoloft. I was not awake. I was not spiritual. I was not anything, but I did what I was told. You're nervous, you have anxiety, you go on Zoloft. And I did that. And then I started, then my awakening journey started like after my kids were born. And I was like indoctrinating them into the religion that I was indoctrinated in. And I was like, I'm not sure if this is what I believe in anymore. I have these human beings that I'm teaching, and I'm suddenly supposed to be a witness to them. And if I can't relate, how can I teach them it? And my first spiritual conviction was, I can't do this. I had put them in it, CCD, and I had to take them out. Like it just wasn't resonating with me. And then my father got sick, and my father died. And my mother and my brother and I stood by his bedside and watched him die, and his spirit left his body. And I was like, where did it go? Where did it go? His physical form was still there, but the essence and the being and the understanding of who he was not there any longer. And at the time, it was the recession. It was 2008, 2012. I can't remember, in that space somewhere. And I lost everything. I lost my home, my retirement. My husband lost his job. We lost our friends. We lost everything. And I call that my knockdown. And a lot of people have a knockdown. They have physical things, like Ryan's experiencing some physical ailments. Sometimes people will experience something really big, like a near-death experience, to make them wake up. Mine was called my knockdown. And I started shifting my perspective. Like, I didn't understand, why was this all happening to me? Why was I losing why was this? Why? And then this experience with my dad happened, and my we call it like your consciousness shifted. Like you started seeing through this little crack, like something different, something more. And I found Abraham Hicks, right? I found Abraham. So Abraham, this woman, Esther, channels an infinite collection of beings, angelic beings. They channel through her. She's an intuit and a conduit. That's what I do. And I found her, and she started talking about the law of attraction. She started talking about everything that you put out, you receive back. She started talking about frequency. She started talking about you vibrate at a frequency. So if you're putting out a signal, you're getting what that signal is sending out. You're getting more of that and more of that and more of that. So I thought, okay, I get that. I understand that. That makes sense. So instead of beating the drum of, how are you, Pamela? Oh, we lost our house. My husband lost his job. We lost our savings, blah, 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 blah. I started saying, we found this little house. It's amazing. We found a renter to carry our big house. I still have my business in a recession. I can walk my kids to school. We live so close. Like, I just flipped it upside down, and I started beating the drum of what I wanted. And I started getting more of that. I started having alignments, synchronicities. We'll go back to my dad died. I had that experience, and there was a psychic medium gallery that all my friends that I thought were my friends were going to, and we had all talked about going together, but then somehow I wasn't invited to it, and I was kind of disappointed. But then by some strange way, a ticket came my way that was fully paid for. I didn't have to worry about money, because money was a thing. $80 was kind of a big deal to throw around back then. And this woman said, it's paid for. I can't go. It's yours. And I thought, I can't ask my husband. He's working every day, every weekend to make ends. I can't ask him to watch the kids. Somehow he found out about it, and he said, you can go. I'm going to watch the kids. I want you to go. And I was like, that was a pivotal part of my spiritual awakening. My dad came through, and my dad said, I never told you how talented you were, what an amazing musician and artist you were. Well, this man didn't know me from Adam. I never told, he said, I want to apologize, and I want you to know how sorry I am for the way that I was. And I see that you're doing better than me. You're trying to do better in your life than me. And me being there at his bedside and praying with my mom and my brother and sending that energy of love helped him elevate when he passed over. That moment happened, and there was no denying that there was life after this physical form dies. No denying. That's what started me on the journey. Just like you said, Loretta, I had to read everything. Brian Weiss, Many Masters, Many Lives. I had to watch every book. I had to watch every YouTube video. I needed to know everything. And then suddenly all these interesting people started coming into my life. The ones that didn't resonate left. That is a sign of a spiritual awakening. When you no longer resonate in the frequency, because you're elevating your frequency with every understanding and every glimpse of something that makes you understand more and more through that crack, your vibration raises, it raises. You're in alignment with new people, with new things, with new experiences, with new ways of being. Your whole world changes, and it happens over time. But right now, things are happening really fast. So that's what you're going through, Jessica. You're going through some things. People are going through things faster and faster because the frequency of our planet is shifting in vibration. It's raising. And other people that are not raising their vibration with it, or trying to at least, and doing their soul work, they're not going to do very well, because their body's not going to handle this new frequency very well. And some of the other signs of spiritual awakening are, sometimes you can't tolerate certain foods. You can't tolerate alcohol. You can't tolerate certain experiences. You can't be in large crowds sometimes, because you're trying to understand your energy and how to manage energy. Now, I know you, Loretta, you seem like an empath. energy worker. But Jess, are you creative or a musician or a teacher or a writer or a nurse or?
I actually just graduated from social work, so I'm going to be a therapist.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't consider myself creative, but I feel like I want to tap into that more, and I love music. Yeah.
So a lot of people who resonate in that space of wanting to help people, wanting to heal people, creatives who are artists, musicians, singers, you know, that's what I am, artist, musician, singer. You tap into inspiration in spirit. You are more open than most. Not saying anybody's more open than the other, because we all have this ability. But when you're open and available like that, you're then available for other people's energy. So you're going to start working in that field. You're going to really know how to, you need to learn how to manage your energy.
That's what I'm retiring from. So you can take your place, Jessica.
But this is what happens.
Okay.
This is what happens. You guys show up on the call together, right? It's interesting. I love it.
Yeah.
But that's really, like, Jess, that's really important, is for you to know that, because as you're going into that space and as you're trying to heal and support and help others, you need to protect your energy. You need to ground. You need to do, certain rituals, knowing who you are. I'll just finish my story really quickly, and then we'll move on to other symptoms. But once my path started elevating and escalating really quickly, I didn't resonate with my husband anymore. He was in this frequency down here, and I was raising my vibration, and we were not in resonance anymore. And I knew I was supposed to end my marriage. Like, I knew it. I had this deep knowing, my psychic knowing stuff started. And I left a marriage after 16 and a half years, because I couldn't look at love or fear in the face and deny love. I couldn't do it. I couldn't choose to sit in fear knowing it was there. So when your consciousness shifts, you have this perspective and you see them. You see them in front of you. So when you cowered from the opportunity, and when you cowered from love for your future, for yourself, for your opportunities, for all that is, you sit in that space, and you're choosing to sit in fear. And it's really difficult to choose fear, isn't it? It really is. You'll do it a couple of times, but then you'll realize, I don't want to do this. I don't need to do this. I know differently now. And when I chose love for me, for my future, for my kids, to witness a loving relationship and their mother being in a powerful position of, being able to create her reality, everything started changing again. It's like after you get to these crossroads and you choose love, not fear, there's new things, and there's new people, and there's new things. And it's called the path. And then I started having spiritual friends. I started doing meetups, going to shamanic drum circles. And I started doing Reiki with someone that came into my path, and, all these things. And I started meditating, and I was having alignments, and people wanted to do trade with me that would, ultimately wind up to be like this really cool opportunity that I never thought I would do. And then I wound up going to learn Reiki at a retreat in Costa Rica. And I didn't want to learn Reiki. Not really. I wasn't really interested in being a healer. It wasn't like one of my paths that I thought I was going to do. And I went, but what I learned about was how to manage my energy, all about my chakras. And in my attunement, I actually had a past life come through that shifted everything. I had a physical past life come through. And it was so profound and so life-changing that it opened up my throat chakra. And it was the beginning of a whole next level of things that were going to shift in my life. And it led me, I won't get into the details, but it led me to do ayahuasca. And I was on my YouTube devouring journey of learning this and learning that. And I saw a video of this guy who started this retreat center in Costa Rica called Jerry Powell. He created the Rhythmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica. And I looked at it and I said, I'm going there. I don't know how or when, but I'm going there. Well, I wound up meeting someone who was going on a private group there, who knew the owner. And I didn't have to worry about how to get there. If I was scared to go there, Spirit put me in this beautiful space. And I did it. And during that experience, I had a profound healing over the course of 4 days where I lifted all of this deep soul trauma that you're talking about, Jess, the dark night of the soul. That's when it begins, when you start to let go of all this karmic trauma from all these different lifetimes that reside in your soul body, in your energetic being of who you are. And I had lots and lots of this soul, this karmic dark shadow work leave me during that week. And at the end of the week, I had this light shoot through my third eye, take over my whole body, crackling, and all these things happen. And I heard, your psychic abilities have been enhanced. Everything will be different from this point forward. And I came home, and then it was COVID. And I knew that COVID was bigger than myself. I knew that there was a shift happening on our planet. Don't ask me why, I just did. And instead of sitting in front of that tube that's telling me all this negative stuff and me getting caught in this like low vibration of fear, I turned it off. I went on my couch, and every morning I meditated for like 2 hours. I didn't even know it was 2 hours. It went by so fast. And I started doing more of that work that I was doing when I did the ayahuasca. So they say grandmother ayahuasca, and I could tell you all about that another time, stays with you. The energy of her stays with you, and you're integrating, because you did a lot of work. And all of these guides started coming in and started doing more of that work. And my vibration started raising more and more and more and more. And then one night, in the middle of the night, I woke up and I heard spirit calling. And I got up and I wrote it down. And then in the morning, I bought the domain. And then over the course of a year, I kept hearing, you're supposed to build a portal for humankind to help them through their spiritual awakening journey. That there's also going to be an event that happens. And people are going to be confused. They're not going to know who they are, what their world has been built on, what they know is going to deteriorate, and they're going to need a place to be held. And then I heard about a year later, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had this vision of this little icon fall down on top of an iPhone screen. And I got up, I got my pencils and I sketched it. And then like a couple of days later, I had to go on to GoDaddy for something else for my business. And I saw spirit calling, and I was, boom, 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 boom. I knew that they were all together. I knew that that icon was the icon for the portal. And I knew that it was all what it was. From that moment forward, I met someone, and she and I created our online community. And there's healers and practitioners there, and there's community members there. And what I did was take all of the things that I had gathered on my journey, all the videos, all the books, all of the modalities that I learned, and I put them all in one place so that people don't have to go on this journey and be confused and not know who to trust and not know what to do. And my job, my guides keep telling me, is to tell as many people as possible, that they don't need to be alone. They don't, that was them shaking my head. They don't need to be alone. So you go to meetup groups, right? And you guys, if you're lucky, you're able to resonate. The two of you, Justin and Loretta, you did this for a little, now you're retiring. You're starting this on your journey. Like there's synchronicities. If you're here, I always say that people who fall into alignment with me, they're really about to have a huge shift in their life. Loretta, you're retiring. Do you know that you're retiring? You're probably this month in Lionsgate, right? You've been like visualizing what you want for your future. You've been like thinking, and you've been seeing, what am I going to do? You've been thinking, I could do this. Like, you are in creation phase. You are actually manifesting your future right now. Lionsgate just ended yesterday. And I don't know, Jess, have you been thinking about, you're in the same space. You're thinking about your future, what you want to create.
Very much.
It's the perfect time.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. Alex, have you been, shake your head yes or no, has anything cool been happening over the last month? You're here. That's cool. You tried to come last time. Now you're here this time, and you're learning more about your spiritual journey, or maybe things you didn't know, or maybe things you did know, and it's a confirmation, It's cool. I too have been going through it. Everything shifted with me in August too. I already had a huge shift. I sold my house. I'm selling all my belongings. Spirit told me to sell my house. I sold it in hours. I sold it in hours for sale. I had a dream for sale by owner. They told me how much, and they said as is. And that day, the moment I accepted that as truth, because I saw it, I sold it as is. I could choose my closing date, and they said they'll cover all the expenses and they'll give me exactly what I want. Well, that's called alignment. That's called alignment. And the more you listen to your spirit, the more the alignment happens. The more you listen to your spirit, the more the alignment happens. The alignment happens. Does anybody have any questions? Are there any synchronicities or things you want to share? Because it's just so cool.
I have a question. What made you want to move to Maryland, or it was just the intuition?
My man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's a great story. I was with someone for 3.5 years. I loved him. He was my best friend, but I knew he wasn't my future. And it was so hard to break up with him because he showed me the most love I've ever experienced from a man in my life. So that was hard to walk away from. But I kept having visions that he wasn't my future. And I had knowings he wasn't my future. And Spirit kept saying, if you want everything you said you wanted, it's there. You got to create space and show us. And so I did. I broke up with him. And I honored what I wanted. And I did a crystal love grid. I wrote a letter to him. I created a space in my bedroom for him. I made a drawer. I made space for him. And every time someone would say, including close loved ones, well, it doesn't happen for everyone. I'd say it happens for me because I believe that it's there. Well, I was in Florida on a weekend, and so was my beloved on a weekend, and we happened to cross paths. And the moment that we kissed, it was done. And we've been together, inseparable ever since. And so I'm moving in with him and making these huge life changes that are scary. But I know I have to do it because I know there's a reason that I need to be down south. I know that there's a reason. I know that there's a reason. There's something there and I'll find it out. I will find it out.
What's the crystal love grid?
So there's some of the things that we do on our portal. It's the circle of life grid. I've moved them all. I moved them all down to my new office. They're not here, but you take different, and I worked with one of our practitioners at Spirit Calling, and you take specific stones that resonate in the love frequency, and you put them on the center. I'll find a picture and I'll send it to you. And you put them on specific centers of that. It's a Fibonacci sequence,
Okay.
And then you charge it with a crystal. And you infuse your energy your intentions into it, and you could feel it pulsing. Feel it pulsing. It's so cool. I just moved my financial abundance, like my work one, down to my new office, and I just charged it in the new space, and my hands were like, it's so cool. But they're the things we do on my portal. I just want everyone in the world to know about it. So it's a place where you can go and you have a community. You're going through things, you want to learn things. We have courses, everything is really super cheap because I needed to make it easy and accessible for everyone. And people we have a free sound healing every month. There's this beautiful, she's so sweet. Her name's Nicole. She's got these big bright eyes and she's so lovely. She creates harmonic frequencies. Like she creates these amazing, amazing soundtracks every month. I'll send each one of you one. I'll send it to you. I'll give it to you for free so you can check it out. It was for the month of August. So every morning, I'm challenging all of our members to listen to this every morning. And let me tell you, this soundtrack for August, I had the most profound experience with it. People are telling me it was so cool because it's specifically for, like it was for Lionsgate, right? So it would amplify that energy. But we have monthly calls, excuse me, where I bring in people who are doing like impactful work on the planet to talk about their spiritual awakening and how it led to the work that they're doing today. And then we have like a live meeting room that's almost like a Zoom where you can pop in. So we'll do chats like this. So we'll talk about different things. I meet new members in there to say hi and talk to them. And it's like a spiritual Facebook, basically. There's different groups and little soul leaders will lead them. So you said one of the modalities that you do, different people lead. There's someone who does Akashic records. So she'll talk about the Akashic records and then she'll teach about it. And she might offer like a small course about it. It's really, I say I created it because because I was a visionary before about it, but it's for everyone. It's our portal is what I say to everyone. It's our portal. So let me just make sure that I'm covering everything, because I want to make sure that everybody is being fed spiritually. So wait, Alex, did you learn anything new today? Like so far? Or is this stuff you already knew? I'm just curious. He's gone. He'll come back. He pops in and out. I think he's technically challenged sometimes, but I can feel his energy. He feels nice. Had you heard about the law of attraction, Jess? I know Loretta has. I'm just curious. You had?
Yes, I've
Have you
heard
seen
about
it?
it.
Have you seen it working in your life?
Yes, but kind of in a negative way. So
Okay.
that's kind of what got me kind of changing is I realized I needed to do better.
Yeah, that's really good though. You have to have the contrast to have the understanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun. When I first found out about it, I was like, I'll play your game. Sure. Show me a red ball, right? I did that because I was like the very first thing. And this was a long time ago. I think like Facebook was probably only like a couple of years old. I don't even know. And I'm looking through my feed, and this guy that I used to go to his gym, he was playing with his daughter, and this red ball came shooting to, and I was like, okay, I get it. It's so cool. It came literally to the camera, whoever was videoing her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, that's awesome. But it is how it works. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't think that your beloved is out there, or your job or your house, or, you know, all the things, like I know that this portal is going to be immense. I know the visions that I've received about spirit calling, and the readings I've had from different people that I've had readings from. Most recently, I was in Sedona on a girls' trip, and this woman said to me, do you know how big this is? And I said, yeah. She goes, Spirit's only showing you a small little piece of it because people cowered when they see the big vision of it. And I said, no, I've been told how big it is and I'm ready. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And then I heard meetup. So I'm hoping, you know, that this is a way to meet more people. And do you have, Loretta, do you have a spiritual community? Do you have friends that are in
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I have, I lived in Connecticut for 24 years and came back here in 2003, back to Philadelphia where I grew up.
Oh.
And I had to find my community. And I found them pretty much by going on Meetup. And you know, there was at the time we had New Hope Metaphysical Society that met every month. And I got involved in, you know, the committee to put things together. And I found a spiritualist church in South Jersey.
Nice.
And that was good. So there are a bunch of people there that I'm connected with. But then I found shamanism because I went to Omega. I've been going to Omega Institute, which I don't know if Jessica knows about. It's in Rhinebeck, New York, and it's a retreat study center.
Okay.
And I've been going there for years. And I did this introduction workshop. You know, I was there for something else, but on Wednesday night, you can visit other workshops that are going on. And this man, Hank Wesselman, was talking about shamanism. And I went, whoa, you know, I got it. So then I studied with him for a number of years, and he's passed now. But and I found in Mercer County in New Jersey, there's a shamanic circle. So we meet once a month.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I had these little pockets of people that are not connected to each other necessarily, but I'll find them. And when I found the shamanic circle, it was through another woman who was a shamanic practitioner in New Jersey. And I would go to the things that she would.
Is it Carol?
No, Susan Rossi.
Susan Rossi. I don't know her. I know that name though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so
cool.
You know, I find these things on Meetup, or they come to me, or somebody will mention something like you just mentioned, Crystal Love Grid. That was new to me. I've never heard of that. And I'm looking, So, I would like to get another love relationship. I came back here in 2003 to get married, and my husband has since passed.
Oh, wow.
So I'm ready for another relationship.
That's
And
good. And inside of you, whether you're ready or not.
yeah.
Like you have to have that frequency and understanding. That's exciting. I'm excited for you.
The other thing that I did was I had a blog talk radio show for years. And I used to work a lot of fairs doing tarot card and gemstone readings.
Oh, cool.
Which would generate house parties. And I liked that. But then my counseling practice got so big because I started counseling compulsive gamblers and it grew. And so I couldn't work 7 days a week anymore. So now that I'm retiring, I want to get back into doing fairs. But I would go around to the different practitioners at the fair and ask them if they wanted to be on my blog talk radio show. And then I would interview them. So I learned about all these different things and met all these people and, met Rich Bricconi's a great.
Oh God, he was my spiritual advisor for 8 years.
Love him. Love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you even know to just say his name?
Because you were talking about going to a gallery, a mediumship.
You just said his name out of the blue. You just said his name.
Well, he's one of the people I interviewed on the show.
Well, Rich Bricconi, I saw him twice a year for 8 years.
Yeah,
he was my spirit calling community. I didn't have anyone.
Right.
That's crazy that you said that. I feel in alignment with you. Can I schedule a meeting with you to talk about? There's something about you that I feel like I'd love to have you on to talk about your cards or to talk about your work or to, I don't know. I feel like we should talk more if that's okay. And I'll reach out.
Great.
That would be really cool. Especially now you just said Rich, that just shifted everything for me because that's like a key thing. How cool, how cool, how cool. Well, now you're going to change the whole direction of your life. You're retiring. You get to pick and choose what you want.
I know. I'm so excited.
That's exciting. That's really exciting. And just you're on your new path. That's just beginning. And you also get to pick and choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
You get to resonate in what feels right, what's serving your highest purpose, what's making you feel passionate, what makes you feel like you're loving yourself. How old are you, if you don't mind telling me?
I'm actually 34. So I've had jobs and a whole nother caurrier.
I did too, Jess. So, I didn't go back to school for counseling till I was 37.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys, this is great.
Yeah. So this is my calling. What I did before was a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm happy for you that you're really listening to what is fulfilling you now, especially at this moment on the planet and in your life.
I couldn't ignore it, I really couldn't. I just knew that I wouldn't be happy if I stayed on the same path. So I had to change.
Yeah. That intuition is so strong. And that as you listen to it more and more, it gets stronger and stronger. Like before this call and before last week, I feel everything so intensely. My heart starts beating. I wasn't nervous because I do this. I'm always in front of people. But my heart starts beating. And I said, Spirit, I just sit, the guides came in and it just said, help me speak to these people so that I can connect with their spirit, so that they can understand the portal, they can understand the guidance that, you give, and so that there's alignment. And there's always look at you guys. Look at you guys. Last week, it was these two women who were going through like crazy stuff and who needed to cry and get it out and be understood and be heard and just kind of communicate with each other. And I felt that before I got on a call. It's so cool. It's really cool to me. I just want to tell you that, so I channel the Great Council of Light, and they, I say, are my portal's board of directors. I work directly with them, and they're greatest. They're so humble and they're so filled with love. They just want to support us as much as possible. So I channel them live like Abraham. I do that. I'm just getting comfortable with going out on a stage to do it because I see that for my future. And I know that that's what I was in a band for 10 years. I used to get out on stage and sing in front of people. It was almost like my training ground. for doing something even more impactful. But right now I automatic write. So I write messages for community members. I talk to their guides, I deliver them, and we meet and talk about them in the live meeting room. And then I also do channeled messages for just the people on my portal. And then I also do channeled messages that I put out on my YouTube page. So current events, future global events, things like that. So I'll tell you to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe and follow it, and go check out some videos, because there's important stuff for you to see there, especially if, like Loretta's been on this journey. She has a lot of experience with different modalities. She's interviewed people on her podcast. I don't know how much experience you have, Jess, but you can go, like every month we have the Live the Call. And then we also have internally, just for our community members, something called Founding Awakeners, where someone like Loretta would come on and do a card reading, or teach about tarot, or teach about Reiki, or teach about biofield tuning or something like that. We do all that inside to educate members. But there's a playlist called Live the Call. You can go look at that. You can learn about modalities. You can learn about different things. And then you can go watch the channel messages, which are really cool. They are like really super important to listen to. Now, if you don't mind, I have to do this because this is my job. I have to listen to my guides. I'm just going to show you my portal really quickly. I won't spend a lot of time on it. I'm told I must do that, so I have to honor it. And then I channeled a message for you guys.
Great.
Yeah. So it's for you, for whoever is watching. Let me see if anyone's watching on YouTube. Oh, there's 3 people watching. One is me. So there's 2 people watching, which is really cool. Maybe one is Ryan or Sierra. Let me know if you're still there. Okay. I haven't seen your chats. I channel a message just for you guys. So it'll be for you, for them, and then anyone who watches it, because it's recorded and it gets housed on the live playlist on YouTube. So sometimes people watch later and there's a specific message in there. So I don't know who it's going to be for and who's going to actually resonate with it. Okay. So if you would bear with me for 1 minute, I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Okay. This is my portal. This is called Spirit Calling. I'm logged in, so you're seeing, all of this stuff. And it talks about what you receive when you become a member. And this is our live channeled messages. I'm not going to go through the external site, but in the internal site, you can see it's very much like a Facebook. These are all of our active members that have been on there recently. This is our live feed. Carrie, she leads our Reiki Share group. So every Sunday, she puts out intentions and leads the Reiki. And this is one of our healers and practitioners, Jacqueline and Carrie. And this is another one, Janine. She's in New Zealand. And they're all like communicating. Janine does a Gratitude Tuesday, and she's sharing one of her workshops. I'm just going to go down. This is Nicole Gibbs. She's the one I told you about. She's so lovely. She does sound healings. She creates them. Like, she's a musician. It's absolutely beautiful. So every month you get the free sound healing. I post different videos. I post different channeled messages. It's a really beautiful thing. Sometimes I post if I'm feeling, I woke up and had a rampage of gratitude. I got up and started rampaging like crazy and feeling the vibration, and it was unbelievable. And I just wanted to share that with my community members, and I shared it. And I told them a little bit about what I was experiencing and what I was talking to the universe about. It's about like receiving guidance and getting fed. It's almost like a church of sorts, This is our live meeting space. You're going to see me pop up here in a moment. There I am. And this is where we meet. We have different meetings in here, or we'll just meet to connect or chat. And then these are some of our groups. So there's Reiki Share. People talk about their ascension symptoms. There's a spiritual abundance. This is led by a spiritual leader. His name is Jeff Carriera. Energy alignment, Akashic Records. And this is a woman. She's a super chef on a yacht. She travels all over the world. And she found us on a podcast, and she did the Reiki course, and it changed her life. And now she's teaching about food and consciousness. It's really cool. These are some of our events. This is Dr. Andrea. She is, she does acupuncture and all different kinds of healing. She's going to talk about her spiritual awakening. This is Nicole Frolick. She's going to talk about retrograde season. So we have cool things every month. And you get that by becoming a community member. And these are our courses. These two are free courses. So for instance, Jess, you could do the energy management for empaths. You could learn about how to manage your energy. You could do the chakra harmonization, learn about your chakras, get in alignment with your chakras and understand them. And there's some really, like, this is $15, you know, you can do different things. If you wanted to train in Reiki, you could. And then these are some of our recommended professionals. She is a human design practitioner. She's a QHHT. This is like your podcast. That's what I mean, Loretta. I feel like you're supposed to be here.
I actually connected with her through you, I think, and
Oh my
did
gosh.
something with Alana.
That's amazing.
And she sent me, she's resent it to me because I can't hear it. She
Okay.
sent me a meditation I did a healing with her. And
Okay.
I listened to the audio, which was just vibrational sound while she was doing it.
Oh yeah, we did that on the meetup group.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. I try to share as much as possible with you guys over there. So there's my friend Phil. He's in Connecticut. He just bought a property up in Connecticut. He's so cool. And then these are all of our community replays. So every month the new Founding Awakeners is there. This is our current Live the Call that will reside here for August, but these are all of our other Live the Calls. And then these are our channel messages. This is one that I just didn't. I clearly didn't load it right, but I'm going to fix that. And then, you know, there's a lot of different things. Here's a healing ceremony. Here's different guest appearances. You can learn about us. And then this is the sound healing library. So you can pick up wherever you want to. There's one for every single month. You can choose whichever one you want to do. So you could do, if you wanted to start one from another month, you could, whatever feels right to you. And then here's some of our members. And that's it. So I just wanted to show you really quickly, because I feel like I'm not doing my job if I don't share it with you guys. And the best thing is it's 7-day free. You can go there for 7 days. You can sign up. You can check it out. You can watch replays. You can go to events. You can do whatever you want. I want you to. I feel like you have to. If there's a reason that you're here and this alignment is happening, that's the fear versus love, guys, the fear versus love. If you see some sort of opportunity for yourself, you got to push through the fear to love. Okay. Now I get to read you your channel message. This is so cool. So let me just check you two quickly. Sierra wrote, joined a few weeks ago. I'm part of the spiritual group of another platform. I've had ringing in my ears, seen many angels in my meditations. Also astro traveled. That's cool. Have done tarot readings. Sierra, come and join the portal and talk about it. Okay. I want you guys to close your eyes. Get comfortable. Okay. So this is coming from a super high frequency collective of infinite intelligent beings that have the greatest and most respect and love for all of humanity. And this is actually, they're in this meeting too. So they get excited about it. The more and more people we connect with. So I want you to breathe in through your nose. Deep, 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 hold it. And then let it out through your mouth. I want you to hear your breath. I want you to do it again, in through your nose. Hold it. And then out. Do that 2 more times, please. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. I want you to bring your consciousness into your heart space. I want you to feel that resonating in your heart. I want you to see a glowing ball of light in your heart. As you see that glowing ball, I want you to feel the warmth of it. I want you to start feeling it all the way down to your toes, all the way to the tip of your head, and extend it by breathing in and feeling and pushing that outward. outwards. So it takes over your whole entire body. That ball of light is encompassing your whole entire body. Allow it to resonate. Feel the frequency of it. So you're in a bubble now of love. Now, keeping that bubble of love there, feeling that frequency, I want you to take your consciousness up to your third eye, between your eyes. I want you to just focus your energy on that space. I want you to almost see another mini, mini ball of light there. So you're encompassed by a large ball of energy. You have a little ball of light between your eyes. You should feel that energy there while I read this message from your guides. I'm going to read it as I've heard it with the inflection that the guides have in their tone. Go forth to your families and friends. Go forth to your communities and your work people. Go forth and be truly who you are. For you do not need to hide behind the guise of deceit or not sitting into your belief. You do not need to boast it from the rooftops, but you do need to feel it in a state of alignment with your new belief. You cannot coward, but sit in truth, knowing who you are and where you have come from. For you are here today. Know the feeling of hiding. So people who are here today, you know the feeling of hiding. For you who are here today, understand there is something greater for you to sink your teeth into. They said this, someone watching will understand this message, for it is for them. You, in all caps, are the awakening. You, each one of you, are the beautiful beings of consciousness shifting, continuing to expand your spirits and your understanding of what is, for you are interconnected. Each and every one of you. You are all a grain in the giant sandbox of creation, all interconnected, each one. For there is nothing between you and the universe but fear. Take yourself and pull yourself out of the known world that is. For you are now elevating in understanding, and you are moving forward on a new path of consciousness. For you are here now with people who are like you. Greatness is unveiling itself for you. Believe it to be so, for you are all wondrous and beautiful beings of love. It's complete.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very, very relevant to you, Jess, because you're moving into a new position. And they said work people. And I don't use the word work people. So I was like, is that correct? I just left it because it means something.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that message was for me. So,
Yeah, I did too.
yeah.
That's so cool. So this is my life's greatest work. There's nothing greater. It makes me so happy to be able to meet with you both and serve you and provide you any messages that will help you in your life. And, you know, I'm also stepping into a new role. You know, this is new for me too. I lead a company and I have employees and I have children and, you know, there's things that I do in my life, but this is like, I need to do this. I received this vision and this calling to do it. So I'm every Sunday, I'm going to be here to connect with people. Right. And on the meetup, if you have questions, I'm going to follow up with you and send you information and send you the sound healing. So I want you to hear it. And, you know, go check out the portal, go see if it resides. I really implore you to. I don't say that for me. I say it for you, especially you with your empathic nature, Jess, and the new situations coming in your life. But I just am really happy to have met you today. And I'm really grateful that you gave me the space to speak and we were able to collaborate and talk together. And then Loretta, we need to talk. I feel really strongly about that. I don't know why, but we're supposed to talk. It really feels like it.
I'm happy to.
Cool. Awesome. So I'll,
Just a quick question. How do we get to the portal?
I'm going to send you a message.
Okay.
The website is, I feel stupid saying www. It's spirit-calling.com.
Okay.
You'll see me there. And come in. There was a member that came in from one of the meetups. He left his religion. He left it being a Jehovah's Witness. And he's a grown-ass man, you know, making big changes in his life. And he was like, my family doesn't understand me. And he joined the portal. He signed up and joined the portal. I was so proud of him. It's amazing because he's going to nurture his spirit and he's going to help himself understand how to navigate through this because it's not easy. I did it. I get it. And so I talk with him offline, you know, in a chat, and he was like, this is a place that I feel comfortable. This is a place where I feel like I can learn. And so that's it. That's what it's all about. Yeah. So I'll send you a message though.
Pamela, are you familiar with Kelly Kolodny, who channels Archangel Raphael?
No.
It's quite good.
Okay. Will you send that to me in the meetup chat?
Sure.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if there's anyone you find on your spiritual path that you think would benefit from joining the meetup group or whatever, please spread the word of the portal. But that's what's going to happen. There's going to be something that happens and everyone's going to be like, a spirit calling, like the grains of sand. It's cool. It's really cool. But thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
That's great. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone. Thank you for the everyone on YouTube too. I'll reach out.
Good luck, Jess.
Good luck, Jess. Yeah. Good luck.